Have you ever wanted to get into running your own AI models, but then you looked at the hardware prices and just backed away slowly? Yeah, if that's you, you're in the right place. Today, we are cracking the code on how to build a really capable AI setup without breaking the bank.
I mean, let's be real. If you've glanced at the cost of some of those top-tier AI graphics cards, you've probably felt a little bit of sticker shock. And you are definitely not alone. It is probably the #1 reason people think running AI models locally is just completely out of reach for them.
But the good news is, that's not the whole story. There is an affordable gateway, a way for hobbyists, students, and curious developers to actually get their hands dirty with AI right on their own machine. So let's walk through it.
Okay, so let's get into the how. The key to this whole budget-friendly world is AMD's consumer-grade Radeon GPUs, and they're unlocked by a really crucial piece of software called ROCm.
So what on earth is ROCm? Well, think of it like a universal translator for your GPU. It's this awesome open-source platform that lets these graphics cards, which are mostly built for gaming, understand and run complex AI tasks. It's basically AMD's answer to NVIDIA's CUDA, and frankly, it's the magic that makes all of this possible on a budget. All right, now for the fun part, let's meet the hardware. We're going to zero in on 4 specific AMD Radeon cards that have really become the go-to options for AI enthusiasts who don't have a corporate credit card. First up, for those on the absolute tightest of budgets, we have the Radeon RX 7600. Think of this as your foot in the door. It gets you in the game for basic testing and just learning the ropes. Next, we have what I think is the real value sweet spot in the lineup, the Radeon RX 7700 XT. This one hits a fantastic balance between price and performance, and it's probably the best starting point for most people. Now, if you can step it up a notch, you get the Radeon RX 7800 XT. Its superpower is more VRAM, which, as you're about to see, is absolutely critical when you want to start playing with bigger, more powerful AI models. And finally, we've got the newcomer, the Radeon RX 9060 XT. This card is all about the future. It brings better AI acceleration and it's more power efficient, making it a really smart choice if you want your hardware to last a bit longer. So those are our 4 contenders. Now let's get to the main event, the showdown. How do they actually perform, what do they cost, and which one is right for you? Let's look at the numbers. Okay, before we get into charts, let's talk about the single most important spec for AI, VRAM. Video memory. It's like the GPU's desk space. The 12 gigs on the 7700 XT is a great start. Plenty of room for image generation and smaller language models. But when you want to run the really big, powerful models, you need a bigger desk. And that's where the 16 gigs on the 7800 XT becomes a game changer. It just gives you so much more flexibility. And this chart puts it all together. You can see the story pretty clearly. As the price goes up, so does performance, and in a big way. Just look at the stable diffusion column. That's how long it takes to create one image. It drops like a rock as you go up the stack. And for language models, that's measured in tokens per second. Think of a token as a word or a piece of a word. The higher that number, the faster your AI can think and talk. And again, you can see it just skyrockets with the better cards.
Let's just visualize that image generation speed for a second. We're going from waiting almost half a minute for one picture on the cheapest card, all the way down to just 10 seconds on the new 9060 XT. That is a massive difference in your creative workflow when you're trying to iterate and get an idea just right.
And it's the exact same story with language models. More tokens per second means a local chatbot that feels snappy and smart, not slow and clunky. You see that big jump right when you hit the 16 gigabyte cards? That's the difference between an AI that feels like a chore to use and one that feels fluid and truly interactive.
All right, so with all that data swimming in our heads, how in the world do you actually pick the right card for you? Let's break it all down into a simple verdict.
You know, it really just comes down to asking yourself 3 simple questions. First, what's your real budget? Are we trying to stay under $300 or can you push it closer to $500? Second, what do you really want to do with it? Are you just making cool pictures, or are you hoping to run some of those bigger language models? And based on that, third, prioritize VRAM. 12 gigs is a minimum I'd recommend, but 16 gigs, that's the sweet spot that really opens up your options. So, let's just put a bow on it. For the absolute best bang for your buck, the RX 7700 XT is a killer starting point. If you want more headroom for the future and you can stretch the budget, either the RX 7800 XT or that shiny new RX 9060 XT will serve you incredibly well with their 16 gigs of VRAM. And hey, if every single dollar counts, the RX 7600 will get you in the game. It's a fantastic way to start learning.
So really, the main takeaway from all of this is simple. You do not need a massive data center level budget to start building and tinkering with powerful AI tools right on your own computer anymore. The hardware is here, it works, and it's actually affordable.
Now, of course, prices and benchmarks, they change all the time. So for the absolute latest info, some really detailed guides, and of course, up-to-the-minute pricing, we've put a link to a fantastic resource for you down in the description.
And that leaves us with just one final question. Now that you know the options are out there and you know that the hardware is totally within reach, what are you going to build first?